Good morning, friends. It's Terrific Tuesday. Another week ready for us to do a little crocheting. I'm working on a baby blanket this morning. It's kind of pretty. Fun little colors. Hey, Angie, good morning. Hey, Cindy, good morning. How are you? Deborah's here. Hope everybody had a great weekend. So this baby blanket that I'm doing, I'm making it for an isolette cover, which will go down to Pensacola to my sister-in-law. And I'm doing a very easy 2-row repeat. It's one of my favorite stitches to do for a baby blanket. Really, really easy. And I had a busy weekend, and so I just needed something a little easy and chill. And this is it. So, yeah, the color is really pretty. This is a sweet roll from Premier, and it is in the colorway Rock Candy. I'm gonna have to be changing out my skein here. I bought 4 of them, and I was crocheting along this morning. Hey, Karen, good morning. I was trying to get the skein finished up before I came on the live, but that didn't happen. Hey, Queen, good morning. Candy, good morning. Hey, Kelly, how are you? My mom is here. Hey, Mom, good morning. Welcome in, everybody. Working on a little baby blanket this morning. Leah said, here but not here. Hey, Caroline. Good morning, Queen. Thank you so much for the pumpkin pie. I had some pumpkin pie myself last night. I was very excited. It's that time of year. JT, good morning. Deb, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. And Carolyn, welcome in, new friends. If you are new to the channel, my name is April, and I'm a hobby crocheter. I come live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central. We have our coffee and chit chat. Now, I will warn y'all, the Mr. Diesel is in the house. All right. It was a little rainy and overcast out there. So he's sleeping in his chair. We'll see how long he stays sleeping in his chair. But I'm gonna get ready to change this yarn up in just a little bit. I'm just letting the colors flow, but you can see I'm down to the end here. So I'm going to pop this off. We've got just a little bit of this lavender left. I did buy 4 rolls, 4 skeins of this. Hey, Judy, good morning. Welcome in, my friend. And I don't know if that one's going to work because I'm ending here with the lavender. I got to keep going with lavender. I might have to. I really didn't want to have to take apart these, but I might have to, y'all, because that's not enough lavender right there. I guess I could work from the middle of the cake. Let's work from the middle of the cake instead, and we won't put it on the little yarn spindle. We could do that, right? We don't have to put it on the little whatchamahoozits. That seems like a good plan. Although I don't want this yarn. Come on, get tucked in there. Cooperate with me. Work with me, friends. Work with me. Oh no, I can't rip that label, sir. I can't rip the label off. That's a no-fly zone there. I'm weird about that. I save my little labels because at the end of the year I add them up and I see how many miles I crocheted. He's teasing me, y'all. He knows I don't rip them. This is how much yarn I've crocheted this year so far. I save all my little skeins. I keep them here next to my chair until I get quite a pile of them. And then I transfer them over to my little zippy here. And they go right in this bag. That's a lot of miles that I've crocheted this year so far. Here's a couple more, 3 more. Sunrise, Mandela Ombre. Yeah, I literally add these all up. I'm one of those kind of folks. I know that's a little odd, right? Most people don't do that. So anyhow, that's how many I've crocheted this year so far. How many skeins? And the year is young. We still have a few months to go. So, yes, Mr. JT's teasing me when he says to rip those labels because he knows darn well I don't. Hey, Maggie, good morning. Hey, Debbie, good morning. Sarah said, I'm collecting mine too. Nice. I don't remember how many miles I crocheted last year. I added it all up. It was great fun. I'm kind of a numbers person. I get geeked out with that kind of stuff. So, anyhow, we're going to finish this last little bit of this sweet roll that I've got. There's not much on there. And then I'm going to start from the center here, I think, with this skein. I got to get this dark purple out of here, though. We can't have it. I need to resume here with the light colored. So let's get this prepared. Anyhow, this is a sweet roll from Premier. And what's happening? What is happening? I got 4 of these directly from Premier. They had them on sale, I don't know, a few weeks ago. I don't know if they're still on sale. But anyhow, I thought it would make a pretty baby blanket. It's 100% acrylic. It's a 4 medium weight. Machine wash, warm, and tumble dry. Perfect yarn for baby blankets. It is a I9 5.5 millimeter. That is what I'm using this morning. Okay, so let me set this to the side here. Let me put this one back in the bag so it doesn't get messed up. I'm kind of all over the place this morning. I'm doing a 2-row repeat on this, guys. I'm doing a single crochet and then I'm doing a crisscross double crochet. So let's get this here now that we're all set up. I first learned to do this pattern with Daisy Farm Crafts. She does it for baby blankets, and I have done it in the past with a lot of white. But I like how the stitch looks, and it's very easy to do. So when I need it kind of something that's just I don't have to think a whole lot. I like this pattern. So you can see here we do the single crochet and then we do the crisscross double crochets. I'll talk through this in just a minute how we do these stitches. But I have done the single crochet and now I'm working back across doing my crisscross doubles. So the way that I do this is I skip a stitch and then into the next we do a double crochet. Then what I have to do is I have to come back and pick up this stitch here that we missed. So I yarn over, I go down under both loops all the way through my project, and then grab up a loop. And then I yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. When you do that, it causes those stitches to crisscross and give it just a fun little texture. Melinda, you could just DM me and I'll send you the link if you would like. So it's called a crisscross double crochet and a single crochet. Yeah, I had a really busy weekend. My mom just mentioned that my brother and sister-in-law are down in Florida. They were here all weekend and they got here Thursday night. We had some pizza and chatted. And then Friday I worked. They went exploring. Mr. Wheeler worked also on Friday. Yes, Hannah, crisscross applesauce. You know it. Um, and anyhow, um, Saturday we went over to the lake and we went fishing. But I think the highlight of my brother's trip was Friday when they were out exploring. They went over to Lake Guntersville and they were doing some fishing. They also went over to High Falls, which is a really pretty waterfall here in Northeast Alabama, where we live. And so anyhow, well, let me turn this row here. So as I'm doing my crisscrosses, guys, my last 2 rows or last 2 stitches, I don't crisscross them. Okay, so what I do is I do singles. And the reason why I do that is because I want to come back and I'm going to put a border on this baby blanket. So I'm going to basically wrap my border around this last stitch. And I don't like it. If you go with your crisscross and then put your border like this. I don't like how it leaves such a big gap here. So that's why I always do 2, because this one helps to fill in and you don't have such a big space. So I'll come back and put my border on there. But this is a crisscross double crochet and a single crochet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my work and we're going to start on the single crochet row. So I just literally flip it end for end here. I'm almost out of this skein of yarn. We're going to have to tie on the new one. And instead of chaining right here, what I do is I just go into the first stitch and I make my single crochet. Now you could chain here if you wish. It's just, I don't feel like I need it. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to work a single crochet under both loops, the front and back, all the way across until I get to the other side. Then I'm going to flip it and then we're going to go back the other direction with our crisscross. Hey, Rachel, good morning. Serenity, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, my friend. Holly, good morning. Victoria, thank you so much for sharing the live. Appreciate that. Lefty, thank you for the Go Populars. Danny Lee, good morning. How are you, Danny? I haven't seen you for a while. Hope all is well in your world. So, anyhow, the highlight I think of my brother's trip being here in Alabama is when they were out exploring on Friday while I was at work. They went over to Guntersville to get some minnows so we could go fishing on Saturday. And they ran into none other than Kevin Van Dam. Now, a lot of you might not know who that is, but Kevin Van Dam is a huge, famous bass fisherman. Very, very famous. And on the bass circuit, he was coming off of a tournament, and he was driving and he said, "Holy crap." He said, "That's Kevin Van Dam's boat." That's Kevin Van Dam. Yeah, Paloma knows. Paloma's my girl. She knows. Anyhow, he flipped a Yui, went back, and he was just at the dock, like tidying up his boat and stuff. And Paloma, he was so nice to my brother. My brother got a picture with him. Um, I mean, y'all, it's like seeing a famous football player, or if you see like a musician out in public and you're like fangirling, it's like that for fishing. Yeah, he was a hero as a kid growing up, right? Reset, like totally. I grew up watching the bass tournaments. We used to watch the circuit on TV, and like for those of us that watch, like it's a thing. And anyhow, my brother got a picture with him, and I think it made his entire trip. Seriously. Um, and I do think my brother was probably fangirling a little bit. He probably is watching and hears me says that, and she's over there shaking his head like my sister's an idiot. But hey, Nay, good morning, welcome in. Yeah, it's really cool. So y'all, I am out of my skein. I'm going to join in another skein now. So when I come to my last stitch here, you can see I don't have enough yarn to really finish this. I'm going to leave myself kind of a long tail to weave in. This is Baby Kate's Blessing blanket. Very good eye, Miss Lynn. Um, y'all, this is it's a crisscross double crochet and a single crochet. I love this for baby blankets. Yes, Bill Dance. And there's another one, and I'm drawing a blank on his name, but you guys know who he is. Um, he has deer now. Gosh, Jimmy Houston, is that his name? He's got a deer farm, and I watch him on YT. Love him. All those guys. Yeah, seriously. Bill Dance, all those guys. Um, they're already out fishing below the condo. Well, there you go. That's my brother, the fisherman, the bass man. Okay, so as I finish this last stitch here, instead of yarning over and finishing it, I'm going to leave it undone. Now you could do a knot here if you wish. I don't do knots in my crochet. So I yarn over with my new yarn and I pull through. Then I carry on with my new yarn, and I'll come back and I will weave in this tail. Let's get a couple stitches here. And this way we can kind of get it secured in here. Nobody, no visiting hours. No. Hi. Hi. We have a little visitor this morning, y'all. We have a little visitor. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah, you need some love this morning from mom. He's being a good boy today. Yes, he is. Hi. Hi, baby. Hi. Diesel's here for a visit, y'all. This is little Diesel. We got him in December. So in December he'll be a year. He needs some love and cuddles this morning. He always wants to help me. My brother took me to Walmart one day and he knows Tracy Lawrence ran into him. Wow, that is cool. Yeah, he's not so little anymore, y'all. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. Okay, off. Time to go now. No growling. Okay, we're gonna put our feet down. You're gonna get off now. Mom can't crochet with you up here. Okay. Okay, no. Now he got me all hairy, y'all. So all we're doing now, guys, is a single crochet, and I'll come back and I'll weave in these tails of where I joined my yarn. I'll weave them back and forth, each one a minimum of 3 times until I get those nice and secure. So now we're going to carry on here with our single crochet. So anyhow, yeah, I think that was the highlight of my brother's trip. But the long and short of it is he went over to Guntersville and got us minnows to go fishing with. No, we're not doing this today. You got to get off. No, no. Watch out. Watch out. You're too big. Get off my blankie. Oh, y'all. He sounds like a velociraptor because he talks. For those that don't have Rottweilers or don't know, they have what's called the Roddy Rumble. The Roddy Rumble, and he talks. He voices his frustration. Yeah, he wants to be on top of me today. That's exactly right. He just went outside, so hopefully he'll chill out. It's rainy and kind of nasty outside, y'all, so he's inside with me. He's got to get better about this. Anyhow, so we went over Saturday to go fishing, and I caught 4 bluegill, and that was about the extent of the fishing. We didn't. My brother said he got a little, a couple bites, but in general, he didn't really get anything either. We didn't get any fish, but I was glad that I got my 4 little bluegill. At least it wasn't like, you know, a wasted trip. But even if we didn't catch fish, y'all, it was beautiful. It was sunny and the weather was nice. My brother loves to fish. And it was a beautiful morning. And then after that, we went over to the Santa Fe. We kind of did an early lunch. So we got to the lake at like, I don't know, 10, I guess. I made biscuits and gravy, which is my favorite thing. I made biscuits and gravy on Saturday morning. Then we went fishing. And then we came back here, did showers and stuff. And then we went over to the steakhouse. We've got one steakhouse here in town that's pretty good. It's called the Santa Fe. They have one over in Albertville too. And so we went over there about, I guess like 3:30ish, to kind of do an early supper, late lunch kind of thing. And, yeah, we had a good, meal, and they have great service. They bring you these hot rolls when you place your order, and they have this, cinnamon butter stuff they bring you. Oh my gosh. It is so good. It's hard for me not to fill up on rolls before my meal gets there, I'll tell you. Janice, I'm working on a baby blanket. So what I'm doing, guys, a lot of you know, my sister-in-law is a NICU nurse down in Pensacola, and she has I think I can't remember the exact count. There's either 36 or 38 isolettes. And when you're in the NICU, they're basically acrylic and they've got the place where you can put your arms. They're called isolettes. And what the nurses like to do is they like to put a blanket over the top to help with the incandescent lights that are like blazing in on the babies. And what happens is when they use the hospital blankets, they are very lightweight and they end up, because the acrylic is slippery, they slide off and then they end up on the floor and then they have to go in the wash. So they really don't like to use the hospital blankets. They will in a pinch. My sister-in-law likes to use an Afghan type blanket to put over the top to help block out the light. So basically, they put it over the top and it just helps kind of reduce and make it a little more cozy. and just not so blaring of lights. The problem with the blankets that they get in the because they do get a lot of blankets donated. I donate baby blankets down there also. What happens is the isolettes are very long and kind of skinny. And so when she goes to place the blanket on top of the isolette, what happens is it doesn't cover the entire top. What it does is it only sometimes covers half of it because for those of you that have made baby blankets, a lot of times we'll make them square shaped, like a 30-inch square or 36-inch square. So a lot of times what happens too, you figure the isolettes, they're like a rectangle like this, right? If the blankets are too short, then you end up with half of the isolette that's exposed. If you have too wide of a blanket, it hangs too far down the sides, and then they can't see the baby and they can't get their arms in the little holes there. So, anyhow, it's a constant thing where they're challenged with having the right sized blanket that's heavy enough that it doesn't fall off the top, that it's long enough that it goes all the way to the bottom of the isolette, but then it's not too wide that it hangs down too far. Can you guys envision like what I'm describing? So I said, well, I will make you custom isolette blankets. Just measure the isolette and give me the dimensions of what you're looking for. And so she measured it, and the isolettes are approximately 26 inches wide by 36 inches long. When I make that size, now we have to test the fit still as well. I've got to send these down to Florida. I made 4 blankets already, 4 different ones. I did some corner to corners, I did something else. And now I'm just doing another little one here for her to test out. So basically, I'm going to send her a box of 5 isolette covers, but I'm making them kind of long and skinny. So this right now, as it sits, where's my tape measure at? So we're at 24 inches. So I need it to be 26 inches wide. Basically, that's going to give me an inch on either side to come back and be able to make a border around the edge, like give it a little ruffle or, kind of just kind of frame it in essentially. And then I'm going until I get to, instead of 36, I'm going to make it 34 inches. Again, that way I have room for my border. And I think that's going to be a perfect size for her on the top of the isolettes to, just block out the light and whatnot. So right now I'm about 24 inches. So I'm basically almost square here. So I've got to keep going taller and taller and taller with this baby blanket. And that's basically what I'm doing right now. We're just stacking these rows up on top of each other. So this yarn that I'm using is called a sweet roll, and it is in the colorway rock candy. And it's I just figured it'll be pretty on top of the isolette. I made one that's pink. I made a blue one, but basically I've got a whole bunch of these to make. So I'm gonna send these down to her. She's gonna test the fit, see if we need to make any alterations, and then we'll kind of go from there. And when families spend a lot of time in the isolette, a lot of times they'll want to take the isolette cover as a like a little memento keepsake for their time that they spent in the NICU. And I think I told my sister-in-law, I'm like, just let them take them. She was said, I'm going to try to label them because I want to make sure that I have enough. And I'm like, girl, I'm just going to keep making isolettes until you tell me I don't need any more blankets. But they'll get given to families, and in the meantime, they'll serve a good purpose there in the NICU. So I'm doing a crisscross stitch. So this is a 2-row repeat. I first learned this from um, Daisy Farm Crafts. This is the pattern, the center of the Baby Kate's blessing blanket that Tiffany did. She has a great tutorial on YT, but it's a very easy pattern, and I use this a lot for baby blankets. Oh, good Lord. Hang on, guys. I got a thing. I gotta try to. How do I? I appealed it. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to be on for very long today, but TikTok is being really stupid lately. So anyhow, um what was I saying? So I'm just going to keep making isolette covers until she basically says, "Hey, we don't need any more." But if they go to families that are there, I think it's totally fine. So this is a really pretty colorway. And I have a bunch. I have Lion Brand yarn. Somebody asked if the yarn is soft. Um, it's fairly soft. Now, I think it'll soften up after I wash it, but we'll see how soft it is. I'm not certain. So, um, to do my starting chain, I'm using an I9 hook. I knew this was going to get asked, so I left my markers in here. So this was 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 80. I did 82 chains. Now, when you do the crisscross stitch, you just need it to be it needs to be even number, okay? Because as you're doing the crisscross, you use two stitches. So basically, I'm going to skip one and then I go into the next with my double crochet. And then what I do is I come back and I pick up this stitch that I missed, which I do a double crochet here. So I yarn over, go down in all the way through, and then pull up my loop. You have to kind of pull it up a little tall, and then you complete your double crochet. And that's how you get your crisscross stitch. And then again, skip one into the next, double crochet. Oh, Lordy, look, I have another knot here in this yarn. Let's snip that out. I don't trust factory knots. Simply Dawn, thank you so much for the follow, friend. Welcome in, everybody. We're probably going to slow down here on the live a little bit with traffic, y'all, but I'm okay with it. I had a busy weekend. So, Pam, thank you so much for the follow. So, what I'm going to do, I'm instead of leaving that factory knot in, I'm going to pull back until we're ready to finish this stitch. Now, instead of finishing this stitch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this new yarn, basically. I'm going to leave myself kind of a long tail so I can weave that in, and I'm going to join it here. I just pull that through. Then I skip one into the next, double crochet. Now I have to come back and pick up this stitch that I missed, yarn over. I go down under both loops. I go all the way through and pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. Now, when you do a join like that, sometimes these stitches here at the top will get a little loose. So you just have to give them a little tug. And then I'll come back and I will weave in these tails. I'll weave them in um, both directions. So I'll at least do three, a minimum of three. No, nay, I don't tie knots in my crochet. Now, if you want to do knots in yours, that is totally fine. But traditionally crochet, you don't tie knots. You don't. That's just the way I do it. There's no right or wrong. There's no crochet police going to roll up. If you want to tie knots to make it more secure, absolutely tie knots to make it more secure. But for me, I don't do that. I weave it in back and forth. Three times. When I weave it in, well, let's just weave it in so we all can understand how I do it. All right. So I'm going to put my yarn here on my darning needle. Okay. If I can see with these glasses. And I typically, when I weave it in, I don't weave it in here in the top. I will actually bring it down to this row down here and I will weave it in under these stitches. So I just basically work down, tucking the yarn in. And what I do is I split the fibers. So I don't know if you can see right here. I have yarn on one side and I have yarn on the other side. I basically have split the fibers. And what that means, when you look at a strand of yarn, it is comprised typically of twisted strands. So in this case, there's 4 twisted strands that are by the factory, the machines that do it. They twist it up. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take my needle and rather than go underneath the yarn, I'm trying to go in between the fibers. Okay. I call that splitting the fibers. So what happens is because this yarn is twisted, it puts a little tension on the tail and it makes it a lot harder for that to come undone. So I apply that here as I'm weaving under these. I'm not weaving under, I'm actually splitting these apart as I go. And that helps us to really grab on to these tails and not come undone. Now, I will tell you, I personally have tried to undo some work where I had woven in the tails and I couldn't get it undone. I had to cut it out because it literally is such a tight way of weaving those together that it really doesn't come back undone. So now I don't just go this direction. Now what I do is I go back the other direction, doing the same thing where I'm splitting those fibers as best I can to help this grab on to this yarn. Okay, so that's 2 times. Now I'm going to go back another time for good measure. So once again, splitting those apart and just kind of get that woven in as best you can. And the odds of that are coming undone are very, very unlikely because we've woven it through. Okay. Then we can snip off this. So there, it just makes it so I don't have any knots in my work and the end is secure. I learned this from Mikey at the Crochet Crowd. That is where I learned it from. Um, so the pattern that I'm doing today is called the Baby Kate's Blessing Blanket. Now, in the past, when I've made this blanket, I have used white yarn for the center, and then I come back and do the um, like a fancy border around it, like in color or whatever. In this case, I'm just letting the yarn flow, and we're just doing an isolette cover with it. But I'm doing crisscross double crochets right now. So it's a 2-row repeat. This is a row of single crochets. After you do your singles, then you do your crisscrosses. So basically you skip a stitch and then into the next you do a double crochet. Then you come back and we're going to pick up this stitch that we missed. So what we do is we yarn over, go into that stitch that we missed all the way through, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So it just gives those double crochets a really cool looking texture as we're doing it. Then we're going to skip 1 into the next, double crochet. Now we're going to come back and get that one that we missed, yarn over, right down in all the way through, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Skip 1 into the next, double crochet, and then pick up that one that we missed. So it's a really easy way to do a baby blanket and have a very nice texture. The holes are not too big. It's a really pretty pattern, but I learned this from Daisy Farm Crafts from Tiffany. She has a great tutorial over on YT. Now, friends, this morning we are live both on TikTok and on YT, and you can go back and rewatch how I do these on my handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres. When you look at my YT, you'll see a category that says videos, a category that says shorts, and a category that says live. Cassie said, I always learn something new. I've never done a crisscross. Crisscross is our fun little texture stitch. You want more texture? I like a little texture for my baby blankets, Dana K. This is going to be on the top of an isolette. So I don't know that it's necessarily like a lot of texture is necessary, but um, for like feeling it and stuff, babies like to feel texture um, as they're, you know, what's that called? What's that called when you have the and you feel the texture? I can't remember what it's called. There's a term for it. I'm drawing a blank this morning, y'all. Anyhow, the crisscross is a really sensory. Kelly for the win. Thank you, Kelly. Sensory. Yes. So it just is a fun little way to give it some sensory, and it gives it a rather than just doing double crochets, right? It just gives it a nice little texture to the blanket. Half double, then crisscross in the back and third loops. Wait. Half double, then crisscross in the back and third loops. Oh, that would be kind of cool, Miss Dana. I think I know what you're putting down there. Here, let's do some half doubles. You tell me if we're going to do it right. We're just going to do a little experiment. We'll come back, we'll frog this out, but I like to do a little stitch play on the live. Okay, so here we have our half doubles. So now we're going to flip our work. We're going to do Dana's little suggestion here. Hey, sweet Grace. Good morning. Westy, good morning. Okay, so there's our half doubles, right? And now you said do the crisscross in the wait, where'd she go? Back and third loop. So this is the back loop. This would be the third loop. So I think she means in this. Do our crisscross in that. So let's see. Let me get away from this edge real quick. We're going to frog this out, but she said no. Well, what do you mean no? I think you mean like this. Crisscross. Oh, that would be a lot of work. I don't know that I like doing that. Tell me better, Dana K. That would be hard to get into that stitch, I think. But it does give it a cool look because you would leave that line of texture behind. That would be kind of cool. You can't get it from the other side because I mean, technically that's the back loop when you look at it this way, but there's no third loop unless she means that is the third loop. Yes, you got it. Oh, so yarn over. This is the third loop right here and the back loop. Then as we look at this, it would be this loop and this loop, but you'd have to go up through like this. That would be, I mean, I can do it, but it would be kind of hard to do. It would be a lot slower for sure, but it does leave a cool line of texture. I like that. I don't know. Right now, I'm about speeding through these blankets because I have like 30 of them to make. So I think I'm going to stick with what I'm doing. I mean, I've already gotten so far on this blanket, but that is a very cool suggestion. What I'm doing is I'm skipping one, going into the next with a double crochet. Then I'm coming back and picking up this one we missed. So I yarn over, go under both loops all the way through, pull up a loop. So we have 3, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So I'm doing a crisscross double crochet. I learned this from Daisy Farm Crafts from Tiffany. It's called Baby Kate's Blessing Blanket. But instead of doing it with white, I'm doing it with colored yarn and just letting the colors flow. Now, when I get to the very edge here, instead of doing my last 2 crisscrossed, what I like to do is I like to do them as individual stitches. And the reason why is I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a border on this that will wrap around this edge. So you could do it 2 different ways. If you wanted, you could wrap around both. But when I'm doing my borders, what I find happens if you wrap around this, like if you ended your row with a crisscross, this will leave a pretty big edge, like a pretty big hole at your edge here. And I don't like the look of that. So Luann says back loop and third bar. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with what I've got, but that is a good recommendation, Luann, as well. Whenever you start mixing up your stitches, what happens is you get some really cool lines of texture on your work. But for me, because I right now I'm trying to just get a whole bunch of these made up, I think this is going to be pretty. I'm going to put a nice border on this too. So now I'm ready to work back the other direction. Okay. So for this next row, when I work back, all we're going to be doing is a single crochet in every stitch. Now, when I turn my work, I don't do any chains here. I just work directly into this first stitch. I go under both loops, pull up a loop, and then I yarn over and pull through both. So essentially, I do a single crochet in the first stitch. Now, you could chain one and then go back and do that. For the isolettes, I'm looking for a finish size of 26 by 36. The isolettes are kind of long and skinny at the top. Now they kind of widen out at the bottom, but if you get your blanket too long, what happens is it blocks you know how on the side of isolette, how they've got the round where you can put your hands, that will, basically kind of like block where you put your hands so they can't be too tall. So I'm kind of making them a custom size to fit on the isolettes. Now, if I was doing a actual like baby blanket for a gift, I would do like a square size. Either I try to keep them like between 30 and 36 inches, or I would make it like a 30 by 36 if I wanted it a rectangle shape. This is a little different because of what I'm making. So I'm making specific blankets for isolette covers to be used in a NICU is what I'm making. And they want them to be 26 by 36. We're going to do some test fitting and then we're going to go from there. But I think she said they have either 36 or 38 of the isolettes, and this is my fifth blanket. So I'm going to get these boxed up, send them down to Florida. Debbie, good morning. Welcome in. Get them sent down to Florida. Then she's going to do some testing and see how she likes it. And I think it'll be good. Jackie, thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for being here, friend. If you are new to the channel, my name is April and I'm a hobby crocheter. I do have to hop off early today, guys, so I can go to work. So I'm going to only be on for like another 15 minutes here. But I figured I'd just come on and say hey and see how everybody's weekend was and tell you a little bit about mine. I went Sunday down to the county fair. I picked up all of my stuff. The fair is over. So I did that on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to this week just kind of being a little relaxed. And we had company Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They left Sunday. So we had a great visit with my brother and his wife. And I'm just looking forward to a quiet week. Kind of, work is really busy for me right now, but just kind of working on some crocheting and chilling. So I'm not even sure what I'm going to do tomorrow on the live. I haven't decided yet. I might do a snowflake square. I might work on the Christmas blanket. So I have those two possibilities. Because Christmas, I feel like is going to be right around the corner. So I have those kind of rolling around in my brain. Um, yeah, this is a really pretty yarn, Luann. This is from Premiere. It's called Rock Candy, and it's a sweet roll. Sweet roll. Really pretty yarn. And it's a 4 weight. I'm using an I9, a 5.5 millimeter hook. Tammy, I did well at the fair. I entered a total of 9 projects, and 4 were first place, 4 were second place, and 1 was fifth place. So everything got a ribbon, which was very cool. Now, the baby blanket, you guys remember the baby blanket, the hooked on sunshine pattern? That one got best of show. So that was a big compliment. So, um, okay, so I just finished my last single crochet. Now I'm going to turn and we're going to go back the other direction with my crisscrossed double crochets. And we're just going to keep repeating it. So yeah, I think the fair was really good. I became a grandma on Saturday. Wow, 15 days early. Congratulations, Paloma. I was a 5-pound baby too, I think. Mom, was I 5? Oh no, I was 6 pounds. I think I was a 6-pound baby. That's pretty small for nowadays. Baby blankets are usually, or babies, a lot of times are much bigger than that. Yeah, 15 pounds would have been a big baby. But my aunt did have a 12-pound baby. Can y'all imagine that? 12 pounds is a big, big baby. But congratulations. Oh, yes, Kelly had a niece, had a baby born in her family too, her little niece. Tammy said, we were in Missouri this past weekend. Our grandson graduated Army boot camp. Wow, that's cool, Tammy. Congratulations. Lots of fun stuff happening out there. Lots of cool things. I love it. I love it. Congratulations, everybody. It's a fun day. Gen X says my first baby was 8 pounds 3 ounce. Second was 6 pounds 12 ounce. I think 8 pounds is a common size for a baby nowadays, huh? Both my children were big, 8'12" and 8'13". Those are big babies too, Barbara. I think my brother was a bigger baby than me. He was a chubby little thing, and I became chubbier in real life as I've aged, and he's stayed more trim and slim, you know? It's kind of the way it goes, I guess. I did that the other day, Rachel, where I always am swiping out of the lives. And you can't even be incognito about it anymore, Rachel, because it has this big blaring announcement that you like left the room and came back. Thank you. Thank you, TT. We did not want that. We like to be incognito and slide in and out of these rooms, not be broadcast to the whole world that we're in and out, right? Like, stop that. Hey, Viv, good morning. Rachel A. Crochets has returned. How dare she leave? Linda said my daughter was 10 pounds and 11 ounces. Thank you so much for the pumpkin pies. I had pumpkin pie last night. I was on Maggie's live and everybody was sending pumpkin pie, and it made me want pumpkin pie in real life. So when I did my Wally World order, I went down and picked up all my crap at the county fair. Then I went over to pick up my groceries, but I added a pumpkin pie on there. It was all Maggie's fault because everybody was gifting her pumpkin pies. So I was like, now I need pumpkin pie. So that's what I had for dinner last night was pumpkin pie. You're welcome. Insert anxiety candy corn, right? I like how the anxious eggplant, though, is perfect pocket size. Right, Reset? Did you notice that? How she just strategically made that the perfect size? I'm honestly in the mood for French silk. I'll tell you what, I'm having a major sweet tooth the last couple of days. I just want anything sweet. I'm terrible. I can't help myself. Maggie makes me go buy more yarn, right? Same. And you know who else does? My friend JT. He's like, "Oh, by the way, did you see that there's a sale at da 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 da?" Da?" And I'm like, "No." "Oh, by the way, did you see that there's a promo code for 20% off?" Da 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 da. So anyhow, yesterday I did some yarn shopping. Where did I get yarn from? Um, I placed a small Michaels order because I had a coupon that was expiring. So then they guilted me into using it, as they always do. And then what else did I get? Hirschner's. I think I ordered some more baby yarn from Hirschner's, because I'm on this baby blanket kick. We're going to be doing baby blankets for a while because this is like a thing for me right now. So yeah, so many enablers in this community, Melissa. That is exactly it. I have to say, I'm kind of an enabler myself. But it happens. And what else did I? Oh, I think I placed a small Hobby Lobby order as well with some more baby yarn. I wanted to try some different baby yarns. I've just been kind of branching out. Oh shoot, look, I'm off on my stitches, y'all. I missed a stitch somewhere. Dang it. This is what happens when I'm yakking and not paying attention. Oh, and it's not on this row. It's going to be on the other row. Wah, 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 wah. I'm going to have to frog. Dang it. Where is it? I can't find it. Where's it at? Oh, no, that's not it. I don't know. I'm going to frog. It's not right. I'm off a stitch. I'm off a stitch. Yarn shopping enablers. I'm in the right place. You absolutely are, Megan. We have a whole room of enablers. Just ask. They will tell you all the sales this week. I'm really annoyed. Where did I miss that stitch at? This is what happens when I talk and I don't pay attention. Goodness gracious. No one here will tell you not to buy yarn, right? That's so true, Kelly. All right, let me flip and see where I'm at now. All right. Right there. You see him? Wah, 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 wah. That's where I missed. Dang. I've got an order coming today from Michael's. Nice, Cheeky. What did you get? Do tell. Do tell. We all want to know. At least I found where I missed it right there. Dang it. Yarn for 2 blankets. Nice. My problem is that I have a room of yarn, but when I start a project, I never have the right yarn. I know that. I know that feeling for sure. I got some plastic totes when I was at Walmart. I like the clear ones. I've got to put away some of this yarn that's in my living room. So, y'all want to see? I'm going to pick y'all up. Picking you up. See all those boxes? All that has to be put away. There's a box of Premier that came underneath that. I'm not sure. That one might be a Michael's. The one right there, that's from Hirschner's. Yeah, just a smidgen of yarn, y'all. I gotta I make wine. I make wine. I have 12 gallons here. They're aging. They've already gone through their primary and secondary. They're just aging now. I've already back sweetened them, reset. So I make wine as a hobby. But I've got a California Moscato, a pink Moscato. Um, I think I have a cab over there also. So, oh, nice. You make ciders. Love that. I'll usually do an apple wine for Thanksgiving time frame. But I still have wine left over from last year, so I'm not going to do that. Yes, you can see pictures of my wine over on, well, the mods will tell you, but it's in our chat room. I can't say that word or they get mad at me. Hang on, I got to lift you all up. So, yeah, there's a lot of things I can't do. I like sweet wines, but with my rheumatoid arthritis, I haven't been um, drinking as much wine. I hardly ever drink it, as a matter of fact. So, the other wine that I like to make around the holidays, so I usually make apple around Thanksgiving that I will give away. And then um, I will do um, cranberry for Christmas, and it turns out pretty good, actually. Yeah, wine and yarn. I'm working on a baby blanket, Joe. This is um, a baby blanket. It's for a NICU down in Florida, and I'm just doing a crisscross double crochet, and then I'm doing a single crochet. Hey, dog mama, good morning. Anyhow, I just had to frog a whole bunch back because I miscounted as I was yakking away. Can you tell me the color of yarns and what yarn? Yes, this is called Sweet Roll. It's a sweet roll from Premier, and it's in the colorway Rock Candy. Rock Candy. I bought 4 of them. It feels like old times with such a small room in here today, huh? It's like one-on-one action is how it feels. I'm actually able to keep up with the comments. How about that? I know. I know, Jen, right? We'll be back tomorrow normal. It's been on a roll lately for sure. So, you basically I can't even hardly tell you guys what yarn I'm using anymore. They think that I'm trying to SELL it, and I'm not. I could care less if y'all get it, but people ask me what the yarn is, and then I tell, and then they will do a this is more people than I know in person, right? Me too. I just meant from our normal because I got uh they said I was trying to sell stuff earlier. I disputed it, but you know how that goes. It's just annoying. Yeah, they're on one, Kelly. Let me just put it that way. I got one last Tuesday also, and I wasn't, but I didn't dispute it. Now this morning I disputed it, but let's see what it says. It's still showing restriction. They haven't even done it, so who knows, y'all. It's being lame. A lot of people are having issues. Yeah, I don't it's like they changed the little thing and then it affects everybody and then it goes away for a while. So for a while I just have to be really good and let the mods pin where you can get stuff. I can't physically say it or they'll do the same thing. But at this point I don't really care cuz I'm already restricted, so it is what it is. But in the future lives for a while until they lighten up a little bit, you're gonna have to get the information of where you can get the yarn and stuff from the mods that will share. Cause yeah, until the heat blows over, basically. It's not just happening to only me, it's happening to a lot of creators right now. So yesterday I couldn't yeah, see if I say that word, Debbie, it'll do that as well. I can't even say that word anymore. So it's really gotten ridiculous. It makes me wanna move my whole thing over to YT if I'm being honest, but this is such a the platform is more fun over here, you know? So it's just but a lot of people are starting to watch more over on YT now. They've moved over. I think a lot of people are tired of the shenanigans, so, that's always a possibility too. There's people watching live right now on YT, guys, so if you wanna move to that platform, you can. And you can also become a member over there. It's 2 and point 9 and 9 if you want to be a member. And then you can still get entered in the monthly celebration. We're going to have the monthly celebration on the 31st. I'll post a video again, but we're going to do another Zon and we're going to do a GC. So same thing as we did last month. So we'll do a 5-0 Zon GC if everybody got that. Yeah, it's sad that it's this way. That's what we used to do with creators before TT. I know. Lindsay said she's over on YT watching right now. She said it's better to watch on YT because she's on her TV anyhow. It's a different angle. I've kind of messed up my camera today. It keeps sliding down. I don't know why it's a little better. Anyhow, it's a different angle over on YT because it's streamed horizontal instead of portrait. So it's a little different. But when I do the little spinny thing, I put both platforms. Okay. So I put all the super fans from TT. And if there's any subs over on TT, I put all of those on the list. And then I also do all of the members that are over on YT. So we've got quite a group of members now as well over on YT. They've moved over. So that way they can still show support. But friends, there's no obligation. Just show up, have fun, talk crochet, talk yarn, hang out with your friends. Like, please do not feel like you have to do anything to support extra. If you do, we have a little celebration monthly, but please don't feel obligated like you need to do that because I just appreciate each of you being here and hanging out and having fun. All right. So I'm going to finish this row up here. I'm going to end right here and then I have to go to work, y'all. Uh, yeah, I like to watch on my TV with the big screen, right, Cassie? It's a different feeling over there. It would probably be better if I didn't mess up my camera angle this morning, but it's not bad over there. It's been a squirrely morning. What can I say? But we've had little Diesel come up and visit. He's still outside playing. I guess I could have just put him outside today, but anyhow, we'll see. It's overcast and cloudy here. I hope y'all, if anybody else is getting weather, I hope y'all are staying indoors. Be safe out there. And I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna do either. I haven't decided yet. I have several like Christmas blankets going on. Let me see if I can get this clip undone here. So for tomorrow, we could do. I've only made one of these snowflakes, so we could do a snowflake square tomorrow. That might be kind of fun. I also have these squares that I need to make more of. We've done those before. I also have these Christmas squares for a blanket that I'm doing. And I also have some other snowflake squares. I know, I'm kind of feeling like, oh yeah, you guys want to see my 6-7? 6-7. I'm not going to make 6-7 uh squares. But when we have the kids come in that are saying the 6-7, like JT, I made a custom 6-7 over the weekend because yes, I'm that hip and cool. So 6-7. Uh I'm feeling like the snowflake maybe tomorrow. What do y'all think? Are you down for making a snowflake? It's a big square. I know, I think of a Chevy Impala, right? 6-7. You're cooler than me. I don't even know what it means. Absolutely nothing, Kelly. It's really it's from a song. 6-7 is from a song. And anyhow, all the kids are saying it. It's kind of like an interrupter kind of thing. So my snowflake square is 8 inches. I probably need to make another one of these because I've only made the one. And I don't remember like how I did it exactly. I followed a pattern, but I kind of didn't follow a pattern, So I might have to get a few of these under my belt, but maybe I could make one after work. I might be able to make one on my lunch break if I get a lunch break. We'll have to see. I have to be comfortable enough with it so that I can come on and talk about it. That's the challenge that I have. That's the challenge is being able to explain all the stitches and have it in my brain enough that I can be able to teach how to do the stitches. So, um, we'll see. We're definitely going to do something tomorrow that feels a little Christmassy because I do have these Christmas projects that I need to work on. So, that's what I'm thinking for tomorrow. We'll see. I asked my 7-year-old son what he says. It's brain rot. Yeah, that's what I would describe it as. Probably. It really doesn't mean like anything. It has no meaning. It's like whatever, you know. What about the lacy snowflake? Oh yeah, the cotton ones. I'm not ready to do those yet. I don't know that I have the brain power to do that. Oh, I have a puzzle piece. Maybe that's why you all lost me. So, anyhow, I'll pick something for tomorrow. We'll see. But I think tomorrow we're definitely going to be working on some kind of Christmas square or something. So, with that, y'all, I am going to sign off. But here is our baby blanket in all its glory thus far. Really pretty. I think it's pretty. This is called Rock Candy. Hey, Tony Ann, good morning. Maya, thank you so much for the cheeky boo. It's pretty, right? The colors are more true on YT. I don't know why TT keeps changing the colors of the screen. I don't have a filter or anything, but it doesn't like it on TT as much as it does on YT. That one over there looks spot on. It's this real beautiful. This looks more bluish on the TT screen. This is a lavender purple. It's really pretty. So I don't know why it's changing the colors like that. It's really weird. I don't know if it's the light. Oops, wrong light. Let me try turning this. I don't know if that makes it any better. It's not purplish like that. It's like a lavender blue. This is a crisscross double crochet and a single crochet. Looks lavender to me. Yeah, it's a brighter purple in person than what's showing on the screen. It's definitely a brighter. It's really pretty. Looks lavender on TT and darker purple on. Yeah, it looks more like what's on YT. For those that are watching, it looks more like what's on YT. It's not as faded out. So, anywho, y'all, with that, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go to work. I hope you all have a great day. I will see you mañana. Bye for now.